Yo, big up yourself, yeah? So today's story is regarding a time where I met a younger, this happened maybe a year and a half ago. I met a younger, and this younger, I actually met his younger brother. And I met his younger brother inside the gym. As I met his younger brother inside the gym, obviously I approached him, no names, his Arab brother. Approached him, he was 17 at the time. I said, yo, what were you saying? He said, yeah, I'm just new to the gym. I was like, let me train you, innit? Alhamdulillah. So that's most times, that's how I am, innit? So just to motivate the youngers, innit? So I've trained him up now. As I'm training him, he introduced me to his older brother now. But now his older brother, he's on the roads kind of, innit? You know what I mean? He's going from bando to bando. And obviously the parents kind of strict. So what happened now is, and there's a moral behind all this story, yeah? And I hope you guys are listening, yeah? Like, the parents are kind of strict, and I started to get to know the kids, innit? The young men, innit? And they really liked me, cause I treated them like my little brother. Whenever they ate, whenever I ate, they ate too. They had so much haya, so much shyness, so much akhlaq. Like, whenever I try to offer them something, they will say no, innit? But obviously, I don't have no hidden agenda. That's the difference. There's a lot of people that will offer you something on these streets, but they want something in return. But my return is from the Almighty, innit? You know what I mean? I know that God's going to bless me because that's how he made me, innit? So I see that as a blessing for someone to come into my life like that. So, as I met this younger now, the younger's going from bando to bando. As he's going from bando to bando, his father's not happy about this, innit? He's getting himself into trouble. He ended up getting him arrested for a Rambo now, yeah? As he get arrested for a Rambo, he ends up getting kicked out of his house. And this current moment, I was living in Ealing Broadway. And I don't know, a lot of people haven't seen where I was living in Ealing Broadway. Let's just say, alhamdulillah, the place that I've got now is a lot better than what I was living in Ealing Broadway. It was basically like a box room. You could actually, the place is so small, like 2 people can't pray. Only 1 person can pray at a time. So these time now, as that's happening, what happens next? So he gets kicked out of his house. So obviously, he approaches me, he comes to me and he says to me, you know what, Guled, I've been kicked out of my house. What shall I do? So what do I do? I said, you know what? I was not even at that time. I wasn't even allowed to have any tenants or anyone there, innit? But obviously, you know what I mean. When you do right, innit, like it's only right, innit. You know what I mean. So what I said, you know what? You come stay, live with me, innit. So he came to live with me. I ended up taking him out, I ended up taking him JD, bought him some trainers, bought him a tracksuit. Did I buy him a tracksuit? Did he buy himself a tracksuit? I bought him a tracksuit, gave him a few items, and Allah knows it. I didn't have a lot to my name anyway, but I knew that he needed it more than me, so this is why I gave it to him, So Tutu's now, as he's staying with me and him at night time, we're eating bread. That one night he will stay with me, and one night he will go about his business, Then he will come back to me again, innit? So every other night, this was happening like for a good 2 weeks, Every other night he will stay with me, you know what I mean? We eat pizza. I help him clean his clothes, he'll have his shower, and he'll go about his business. So I'm saying to him, yo, bro, like, this is not a life to live, in it. Like, you're not, like, this, you're better than this, I applied for some jobs for him, mashallah, he was a really handsome young man, in it, you know what I mean? So what I did was, I tried to apply some modelling jobs for him, yeah? So imagine I've got a picture with a guy, yeah? It's me and the brother now, yeah? Me and him are standing next to each other, yeah? Take a picture. Man, send it to the model agency. Imagine they're sending me emails. Yo, man, we want the guy on the right, man, not the guy on the left, man. Forget about him. I'm like, wow, you guys are a bit harsh, innit? So I kept hollering. I said, yo, man, you need to jump on this modelling thing, bro. You need to jump on this modelling thing. Because every time I used to roll around with the shoe, Allahumma barik, bad girls were onto him. Bad girls were onto him. Don't look at him like that. Look at him. MashaAllah, you get me, like... And, you know what I mean? He was from an Egyptian background. But anyway, the moral to all this is, yeah, like, this is a message to the oldest as much, like, life, we've been through a lot of things in life. You guys have been through money. You guys have had peace. You've been through bad situations. Like, it's only going to get worse the more you pressure this lifestyle, So try to withdraw yourself back, Try to do a bit of good, as much as, you know, you're trying to get the bag, as much as you're trying to get me make ends meet, and as much as you're trying to, you know what I mean, live life in it, like, you know what I mean, everybody, you know what I mean, they don't deserve, like, people don't deserve to be taken advantage of, you know, and especially if they're in a vulnerable situation, yeah. And I can't say, in it, maybe in my past I may have took advantage out of certain people, but I'm reflecting on what I've done in the past, and I'm trying to make myself a better person, you know what I mean. So anyway, my man, anyway, he's staying in my yard, staying in my house. He keeps going back to his dad's house, you know, his dad and his mum's house. He comes back to me and says, yo, he's not letting me in. And the dad was just some raw guy, innit? Like, he's a serious guy, innit? Mashallah, innit? But he's just strict, innit? Like, me personally, I know how it feels to be kicked out of my house. So that's why I reached out to that young man, innit? So anyway, my man staying with me. As we're staying with me, at this time now, we're louding and whatever, innit? Like, we're staying with me, we're chilling, we're eating pizza. The little brother checks us, you know. He sees the whole situation, you know. And, like, get me, man, build a bond with him, innit? Eventually, what happens? He ends up catching a case. Yeah, he ends up catching, what was it? Aggravated burglary case, you know. The man, they must have run up in a brothel or something like that. Must have stuck up the brothel. Get me? It was like a shoot in it. At the same time, it was not a nass in it. You know what I mean? It was a proper you in it this time now. But obviously, when you don't have a roof over your head, life can really pressure you, man. That's one thing, guys. If you guys got a roof over your head, you got 3 meals on the table. I know it sounds so cliche. Just say alhamdulillah always, man, because certain people don't have that. And once that's taken away from you, that's when you're going to realize what's right and what's priceless and what's not priceless, you know. So what ended up happening, he catches that case. As he catches that case, he's kind of peaked now. He's on bail. As he's on bail, the little brother's got his head down, you know. The little brother's going to college and that, you know what I mean? And he's just quiet, you know. He's just thinking, like, what can I do in it? The only thing I can do is just focus on myself, in it, like, you know what I mean? So what did he end up doing? The older brother now, what happens, the older brother now, he caught that case anyway. And as he caught the case, anyway, the aggravated burglary case got thrown out. NFA, didn't it? No further action, yeah? They had no evidence. There's a couple of credit cards missing, etc., etc. There was no evidence, so that case got thrown out. As that case got thrown out, he still got the case for the Rambo, innit? Because he's on bail twice, innit? God loves him, innit? Like, he could have got reminded of. I'm surprised that he was still on the roads, innit? He could have got around. He's still got the Rambo case now. As he's got the Rambo case now, he's saying to me, you know what, bro? Like, I'm cutting from this place, man. Like, I had enough of this place. I don't want to stay here no more. Do you know what I mean? I don't like it here. Like, they're originally from Holland, innit? You know what I mean? They came from Ireland, innit? But they're originally from Holland, innit? You know what I mean? And you know who he is, man. This is my little brother, innit? For life, innit? You know what I mean? Now how old is he now? He's a big boy, you know. He's 22 now, you know. 21 or 22, you know. So this time now, anyway, he said, you know what? I'm going to go back to Holland. Got me, I speak Dutch, you know what I mean? I'm going to go out there. I'm going to keep my heads down. Guess what happens with the boy now? The brother's praying 5 times a day, you know. I don't know if he's doing other things, but I know he's praying 5 times a day, because every time, guess what he sends me? He sends me reminders, you know. The same guy that was with me at my house, yeah, and like, he was literally, man, made a little duvet, and the sloop made it as like a mattress, and I got my bed there, and we used to just live like that, innit, you know what I mean? And that guy went from coming from the bando, living in a trap house, living from bando to going back to Holland, praying these 5 times a day, working for a shipping company. Is it Amazon shipping company where he makes money? I think he makes residual income whilst he's sleeping. Doing that, looking fresh, bought himself a moped, you know. I'm still trying to tell him do that modelling thing out there. The other younger brother now, alhamdulillah, he's working hard. And yeah, man, he's there, and he says to me, you know what? He messages me all the time, you know. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to get brownie points. Everyone knows who I am as a person and the way I conduct myself, you know. My man's happy, you know. He said, you know what? Thank you, Guled, man. You get me? You helped me. Get me? I needed you at a time in my life where, get me, people could take advantage. They could have spoiled me. They could have made me do things that I didn't want to do. But no, you was out there. You was trying to live up. Bro, you guys, my eyes are just watery here, so don't think I'm crying, bro. 1 second. Yeah, so he said, you guys, he's like, yo, I love you, man. You know what I mean? I said, you know what? It's calm, innit? He sends me reminders now. So the moral of this story is, yeah, you, man, I know man are getting the bag. I know money seems like the most important thing right now, but bro, there's more to life than that, man. You know, don't take advantage out of these youngers, man, because that could be your little brother. That could be your son one day. And if it don't happen to you, it's going to happen to someone that you love. You know, what goes around will come definitely back around. So just make sure, if you're effing something up, make sure you just only effing yourself up. You know, don't try to drag no one into your palaver or into your madness or into your predicaments, you know. And yeah, man, hope someone learned something from that. And yeah, man, stay tuned, man. More content coming your way. Love.